All right, so now it's time to go over ranges. We went over a little bit when we used the when statement and the for loop. This helped us create an interval of numbers that we can go through. But let's dive in a little bit deeper and try to customize it just a little bit more. So let's create an if to check if a number is within a range. So we're just going to create a val called y, and we're going to make that equal to, or actually no, let's make it x. It's going to equal to 9, and we're going to check if x is in the range of 1 to 10. If so, then we'll print out or println yes, x is within the range. So this takes the value, which is x, which is 9, and checks, and using this keyword in, to check if x is in this range. And we specify a range using 2 dots. In the beginning of the 2 dots, we use the beginning of the interval that we want, which in this case is 1, and we have an ending of the interval, which is 10. So we're doing 1 through 10. So is 9 within 1 through 10? We shall see. Yes, 9 is within, or in this case it says with, but yes, it's within the range. Cool stuff. That's a very basic implementation of it, but that's a way you can create an interval and check if it's within or if it's in the interval. Now another use case for an interval is a for loop. We can iterate through an interval. So in this case, we'll have another variable or another, maybe we call it a variable because it's going to be holding a value, but we're going to have y, and we're going to use n, and then we're going to use an interval of 1 through 7. And it's not the same as how we have above. In the if case, we're checking if a value is within a range. In this case, in the for loop, we're assigning each value within the interval to y. And as it gets assigned, we can do some logic within the blocks, like if you want to access an array value, which we'll be going over next, or if you want to do some manipulation, some multiplication, anything really, you do that. But then after you're done within this block, it goes back to the top and y grabs another value within the range. So let's print this out so you guys can get an understanding or see how that is working. So once again, I am printing a number, and we're going to use some string template, and we're going to run this. So once again, I am printing a number, and then boom, as you guys can see, this is y right here. But y is always going to change because of the fact that it runs this line, it runs what it needs to, but then it goes back to the top because it's a loop, and it grabs the next value within the interval, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 until it gets to the end, and then the for loop is done. So that's another use case for it. Now, when using a for loop, you're not just restricted to just going in an ascending order. We can go in the descending order too. We can go from 7 to 1, or whatever number you choose, to whatever lower interval you choose as well. So let's do that. Let's do 4. Let's choose, we already use y, so let's use z in this case. And if it's within, let's do 7 down to 1, or actually, yeah, just like how I said it, down to. This is another keyword that this is another keyword that let Kotlin know that we want to reverse it, that we want to go from a higher number, which is 7, down to a lower number, which is 1. And we can print that out. In this case, I'm just going to print out z, and let me comment this out so it doesn't affect how it looks. I'm going to print ln because I want it to be on separate lines. And then boom, it's going from 7 to 1. It's going not in ascending order, but descending order. So we could reverse the order at which, it outputs, or at which it iterates. And lastly, we are not just restricted to just iterating by 1. We could iterate by 2, 3, 4, whatever you specify. And we can do that by using the step keyword. So let's do that real quick. So, wow. X, or actually we already used X, so let's use A. Well, A is in 1 to 10 step by, let's do 2. And then we can print out A. And then we comment this out just like the above. And if we run this, we have an interval of 1 through 10 and we're stepping by 2. So it will go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It won't go to 11 because that's not within the interval. So it stops at 9. Cool. We're not just restricted from going in ascending order. We can also go in descending order as well while using step. So let's do that. Let's do B is in 10 down to 1. We're going to step by 3 this time. And then we're going to print B. And then we just comment this out. And when I run this, oh, I always forget the ln. Your disappointment. But yeah, 10, 7, 4, 1. So it just goes by 3. So it starts at 1, it goes to 4, goes to 7, and it goes to 10. So we're not just restricted to going in going in ascending order, and we're not just restricted to just iterating by 1. So there's a lot of things you can do with ranges, and you're not restricted to just doing one certain thing. There's many things you can do. So that is ranges.